shit, even when I'm chillin'. I'm Jay-Z on a bad day, Shakespeare on my worst days. Never been a punk, trust you can get it in the worst way. Fuck it, let me get a birthday cake and it ain't even my birthday. Cause when I switch, then they wanna say that I'm a bitch. You're not listening, you're not listening. I said it with my chest and I don't care who I offend. Came through swinging at the gate on a mad one, no fucks.
What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for returning back to my channel, The Root Wave. In this episode, I have Jalen. Jalen, please say hello to the audience and let us know where we can find you.
Yo, what's up, everyone? You can find me at escape2.nyc, escape to NYC on Instagram, or J Revenati on Twitter. The J Revenati is a little more personal, but you know, if you want to get to know me, you can hit me up there.
I like that name. So I have you on the channel today, and thank you for being on. Because I've been following you before I even met you personally. And I found what you're doing is very interesting. It's also something that I guess I'm ending up working on a little bit. But tell us a little bit about what you do, please.
So I'm a curator of a platform called Escape to New York. It's a very old idea that me and a couple of my good friends came up with. And it was just like we saw there was like a lack of community amongst artists in New York City. Especially coming from, I mean, just being a 90s kid, seeing like, you know, the younger stuff growing up, like there was a lot of community amongst New York City. And then also growing up around the 40 ounce era and seeing like, you know, ASAP Yams, ASAP Rocky, and like all those people all these influencers and people that were actually working together and came out of that, we were like, yo, it's missing. So in 2015, we started doing art shows, and it's, you know, 4 years later, we've been able to garner a pretty good audience, a good platform, and, you know, things are coming together.
Right. No, it's admirable because it's hard to even do that. It's hard to do one event, let alone many years of events, because there's a lot of logistics behind it. Tell me what's been the easiest part and the hardest part logistically of getting these events done?
All right, so it's not easy at all. It's like it's like a lot of different things. I would say this is like I have like a love-hate relationship with artists themselves, right? It's very easy to find artists and artists be interested, but then it's hard as hell to like get them to continue following up and like get them on the same page and like get them on track and stuff like that. Also, for certain things, like the venues are hard as hell to find. Our shows are a little different, so we, you know, there's people that can do things in bars and stuff like that, but like we need wall space. We like raw space to like build our vision, and that's kind of like very expensive in the city. So it's always good, like, you know, if we could find somebody who understands the vision and is willing to partner with us. But yeah, getting artists on the same page and like the venues is like, I think, the most difficult things.
Right. What has been one of your favorite events that you've thrown over the years?
I would say it was actually our second event ever, because we started September 2015 and then we did November of 2015, and we kind of threw like a house party / art show. One of my good friends, he was living in a brownstone that his family owned in Harlem, and we like took over the whole first floor. Like I remember like the day before we were like moving the furniture up the steps, and it was like like the tenement steps. Like it was hard as hell, but like, you know, we got people's artwork in there. And then I think my favorite part, I used to do music, so I performed there, me and my my music crew. But the way that the party was going, how the music and the performances meshed so well, and that was like my favorite part. And I think that was my favorite show. That was the only theme show we've ever done too. It was a baby picture art show.
Oh,
So basically, yeah, it was like if you came with a baby picture, you got in for free. And then we had all the artists do art based on like inspired by their childhood and stuff like that. So that was like a really, really dope one that we've done.
yeah, that sounds good. What you don't have to give me a specific event, but has there been anything in creating these events or during an event that has gone awfully wrong that you were like, holy shit, and you had to like clean up?
All right, so there's a couple. In that one, somebody spilled like a beer on the DJ's equipment,
Oh,
and like we had to like stop the whole party. He had to like dry his stuff up just to get it to work again. Thankfully, like his stuff still works to this day.
uh,
There was another situation. I don't really like talking about too much because people don't know, but somebody tagged a bathroom in a gallery that we had rented, and like that gallery doesn't fuck with me no more
oh,
because
yeah,
of that. So it was like, yeah, it was yeah.
damn.
Um, and then there was another instance where we had to like switch a venue like the night before, and that was like so hectic. But like we got it done. Like people were like, "Holy shit!" Like it's crazy how you really had such a good turnout, and you had to switch the venue like the night before.
Right.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
those are
cool.
just some of the hurdles.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me a little bit about what has been the response from all these artists, these venue owners, in regards to your movement.
Well, there's like two sides of it, and this is something that we're learning like to try to draw back from, because at a certain point it was like too much party. So some artists didn't like that, and they would be like, there's people dancing and putting their hands on my artwork, and like that's totally understandable. It's something like shit. We have to fix this.
Hmm.
We have to, it's growing pains pretty much. Like just learning like how to maneuver, how to control the crowd, and shit like that. But yeah, I would say venues are, they like what we do. Sometimes, they'll talk to us. But what's crazy too, like it's starting to happen now where there's venues like really like understanding what's going on versus when it was building it, it was
Right, more
just really
acceptance.
pretty much it was like building it before it was like, all right, can you pay the venue fee and stuff like that versus now it's like I'm learning how to maneuver and pitch it like, yo, this is what we do, this is what I've done and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. Let's say somebody, I'm gonna ask you two scenarios. One, if you
All right.
had any type of show that you can put together with anyone, I'm talking about no, you have no cap, right? So like you can pick anyone. What would that
Hmm.
show look like for you, and where?
Damn. I've never thought of this.
Right.
um I think I would. I can't like name people offhand, but I would like to get like some bigger artists, some mid tier artists,
Right. So tell me
and
who
then
you
some
think.
like up and comers. I mean, I like
Because actually, let's do this two-part question because I'm
all
interested in
right.
knowing your big picture on that. But then
Mm-hmm.
I'm the second question I'm going to ask you is if you had whatever pick you wanted for New York City artists, who would that be? Because
Okay.
that's a whole different question. So like internationally, big time, if you had to have a couple of artists, couple of maybe musical acts or whatever that you think, who would you want to pick on that
All
big
right.
first
So
international
I,
one?
so I say I guess I would go because I'm a bit of like a streetwear hype beast person.
Okay.
So I would say like Cause,
Hmm. Hmm.
Banksy,
Hmm.
like the big names where everyone's like always got their eyes on. I'm not sure if you've heard of Distorted.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I remember going to like her first show in Philly and stuff and buying like a bunch of her work. So like she's someone who I always like I saw her progression and I was like, yo, this is inspiring.
Right.
We could do it. So I would definitely have her. There's my boy Rob Regis. He's from South Florida. You might have seen his work. Like his stuff is like always getting ripped off and shit. It's crazy. Um, and then some of my close friends, like my boy Justin, he goes by Maestro. His stuff is like really dope and like abstract. Um, and then music, I mean, there's too many to name musically. I like a lot of underground stuff too, like music wise. So It would be like I can't even name it. It's just too much. It's too many. I would get lost in like trying to name people.
What about like if somebody gave you a show locally? Like, are there anyone, any bigger name, quote, big name local artists that you would want to work with?
Musically or visually.
Whichever one you think.
So I mean, I'm not sure if you saw like the lineup for Underground Live,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but that's like a pretty stacked lineup, and I went like I want all these artists.
Okay.
So like just it's stuff like that, and most of them like 80% are all New York City area
Right.
and stuff like that. That and some people have no idea who they are, but it's just like from my perspective, like underground wise, I was like, yo, these are the artists that could make it.
Right.
So
Most of your shows are more art than music, or do you like to combine them both?
So the actual shows they do have like performance pieces,
Right.
but that's also something that artists, the displaying artists and stuff has said like you can't be put in like they don't like it because they say like it fucks up the flow.
So like a
Like
live
say
performance compared to their stuff hanging on the wall.
yeah yeah
Okay.
yeah nah for real it's like because it's like all right I understand slightly because if it's like we have like 9 performers and there's
Oh,
like an hour say there's like an hour of performances like if they had a flow this is how it was explained to me from an artist it was like if they have a flow, say they're having a conversation with you, explaining about their art, like maybe about to land a sale, and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, shift your attention over here. It
right.
kind of like fucks them up. So what we're gonna do is like cut back on the amount of performers for the gallery shows, and make it more like gallery and a little bit more intimate for the artists, the visual artists and stuff, and then that's why I'm starting Underground Live because we get so many music submissions. It's like overwhelming. So like I'm just gonna start another like branch under the Escape to New York brand for just music performances and stuff.
Right. That makes sense because it does get a little hectic, and yeah, I guess that
Yeah,
makes sense. Well,
especially like that's up to this date. It's been coordinating like visual artists and musical performances with live art, live stuff. So it's like maybe we put overload on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So now we're learning how to fine tune everything.
right, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
What is it that you're looking to accomplish with your work in like the next 3 to 5 years?
I mean, the ultimate goal has always been to have our own space, either a studio space slash gallery type of thing, so that we can not have to worry about going to other venues. We could do as many shows a month that we want to do. Um, Also, community workshops. That's like something I just haven't connected with the right people yet. But that's something that like I really, really want to do, especially for the youth and just teaching even adults too, like teaching them that being creative is a very effective way to like dealing with a lot of stuff, in your life. Because I mean, coming from poverty and the hood or whatever, we're not even taught like how to deal with our mental stresses.
Hmm.
So I feel like being creative is 100% a great outlet for that.
Right.
So
It's like an awesome hobby,
yeah,
and sometimes turns into other
it's
things.
yeah, like I mean, it's just when I think about it, like it's therapy.
Right. Right. Yeah,
So
that's too. Yeah, anything that keeps your mind busy and you ain't sitting there thinking bad thoughts.
yeah,
Yeah, for real.
so
So, tell me a little bit about if somebody's watching, how they can help you out with that dream in 3 to 5 years. Like,
I
what are you
mean,
looking for?
I'm just now like trying to build like a solid team.
Right.
So I guess it would just be like, helping out outreach in any way that, you can really. It doesn't have to be monetary at all. Like it could just be like, yo, I know this person or yo, we could talk to these people and then, we set it up and we go talk to them. So
Yeah.
that's just how, it is to me, especially like certain groups, if they already have the the outlet to do community workshop stuff, like I definitely would want to like sit down and I would just express my ideas, if you want, because sometimes my girlfriend says like not to give out, it's not to speak about my ideas and stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, like somebody else could do the same thing, but like I'm gonna do it the only way that how I do it. So I don't really think about like the competition stuff too much.
Right, because there's a lot of people out here kind of doing what you're doing, but there is a difference. I mean, I literally came right now from, I don't know, 2 hours ago from a pop-up shop that I saw on Instagram, and I was like in the neighborhood, and I passed by, and I'm not gonna name who it was, where it was, but that shit was whack. And I was like, yo, you can tell the difference between somebody that's really putting the thought behind putting these events together and someone that just wants to put an event together.
Yeah. I mean, I might know what you're talking about, but I'm not. I won't say nothing either.
Yeah, no.
When we all, off the record, I'll talk to you about that.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was a little shocked, and I'm going around the Bronx a little bit and other parts in the city and just kind of like studying what's going on. It's a space that I've always wanted to be into, the art space. I can't tell you how, because I do a little bit of everything, the same way how you seem to be somebody that's just into everything, and that's awesome because we got the ability to do that now. But yeah, so that's why I was passing by and checking out. And for me, because I come from a business background, a lot for me is quality. And I'm like, I've worked with you and I've seen your quality of vision, and I feel like I understand that there is some care there. Maybe not some, maybe a lot more care. But then this event that I just came from right now, I was like, yo, nobody gave a shit about this shit.
I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's bugging. But anyway, Jalen, tell us one more time where we can find you, please.
Instagram is at escape2NYC. The website is escape2.nyc, and Escape to New York on Twitter, or J Revenati with 2 I's on Twitter.
Got it. I'm gonna put all that information on the screen and on the comment section below. Also, when I post it on Instagram, it'll be there. If you wouldn't mind, like I tell all my guests and ask all my guests, I would like you to just give the audience, whoever's watching, like some type of positive send-off, something that may grab them and get them off the couch, so that way they can get things going. Because even the stuff that you're doing takes getting off the couch and really putting a lot of work behind it, and really there's just so much effort that no one's seeing. Yeah.
I mean, the truth is, like, I like to say that I'm patient, but I'm an impatient person. But this, like, it's delayed gratification. So you just got to learn patience, and you just have to do it. Whether you believe in God or not, or the universe, as long as you're putting in the work, as long as you're doing the work, there's no way that it's not going to come back to you. And that's what I've learned, like actually doing it. It's like just doing it, never giving up. I've put so much time, so much of my own money, and it's just like I didn't give up. When everybody else is like, when my parents are like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? My girl's like, yo, what are you doing? And even, friends like not helping out, is like, yo, I'm doing it. I have this vision, and I know that end goal, what it's going to do for not only me, but for what I care about, and for the people that are going to be there in the end. Like, yo, we did this, so just do it.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate that. I'm glad you said that, because sometimes I'm a mover and a shaker too, but I'm like, yo, sometimes you got to hear shit like that from you, being like, yo, you're right. Because sometimes you forget, as someone who has already started getting things rolling in their life, that, yo, it's all on you. Like, it's not on anyone else but you. Like, it'll get done if you want it to be done. And you're right. I feel like no matter, as long as you're putting that hustle and work in, like, it's always going to come back to you. So, I appreciate that, Jalen. Thank you so much for being on the channel. I really
thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, and I think we're going to be doing some business together sometime soon. I really appreciate that too, because that's awesome. But thank you for being on. And to the audience, please go support Jalen and his events. I'll be there too. I'm going to start going to your events a lot more often. So I'll be there.
Nice.
And then just stick around for the next episode. I'll catch you around. Peace. Later, sir.
Yo, peace.
With my chest, and I don't care who I offend. I said it with my chest, and I don't care who I offend.